So race 4 of the meeting, the 200th race of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, finally gets going. They go onto their sighting lap. 25 drivers going onto the grid as Kieran Kay is a non-starter. So on pole position will be the defending senior Rotax champion from Sweden, Matilda Olsson, who will have KR Sports' Sean Butcher alongside. Then it is Lewis Gilbert from Potenza Racing Engines and Kai Hunter from Dan Holland Racing on row 2. Dams Racing's Mads Ries and JJ Racing's Vincent France, row 3. Jules Castro and Emily de Hoys, row 4. Ollie Pilker, who makes now the transition to senior Rotax, will have Bradley Barrett from Great Britain alongside. Then it's James Johnson and Max Stemmerdink on row 6, ahead of Anthony Boulou and Arthur Horsch, who makes it an all-French row number 7. Felix Jansson and Lars Zanen from Sweden and Belgium respectively, that's row 8. Yash Ramjankan and Morris Schuring round out row number 9 with the number 331, I understand, celebrating a birthday today with competing here at Karting Genk. Linus Hensen from Germany and Sweden's Robin Knutsson rounds out the top 20. Rounding out the 25 strong, it is Vera Dorrestein from the Netherlands, Fabian Bock from Germany, Leander Luc Schneider, also from Germany, Christophe Capitain from France, and Drek Jansen from the Netherlands. Hold on to your hats because we have 10 minutes plus 1 additional lap of racing action to start the first of 6 qualifying heats for senior Rotax. They have been split into 4 respective groups, so we have groups A and B, and Matilda Olsson was the fastest in time qualifying on aggregate through the 2 lottery-driven groups in qualifying. Her time was a 54.332, which no one in Group 2 could actually mount an offensive at, but Sean Butcher was very, very close indeed. Top 10, Olsson, Butcher, Lewis Gilbert, Kai Hunter, Mads Ries, Vincent France, Jules Castro, Emily de Hoys, Ollie Pilker, and Bradley Barrett. The drivers now getting themselves ready. 10 minutes set on the clock over the gantry. The red lights are lit up, ready to go out. The 200th race of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy is off and away. We head down to turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Great start by Matilda Olsson as they all steam their way through into turn 2 for the first time. Some drivers using the runoff area as it's nearly 3 abreast, and there could have been a little bit of a carambolage going through turn 3 towards the back part of the field. But Olsson has started to get away very, very quickly indeed. And up into second position already is Lewis Gilbert. Up to thirds looks to be possibly Mads Ries or maybe even Ollie Pilker. I'm not too sure. It is Mads Ries that is up into third place as they swarm their way through turns 7 and 8 for the first time. Everyone's still making it through at the moment, so no casualties on lap number 1 thus far. However, Lewis Gilbert closing down on Matilda Olsson as they head through turns 10 into the left at 11. And at the moment, Sean Butcher looks down to be in 5th position at the minute. Mads Ries, oh no, switch back there by Butcher up the inside. And that was on one of the GKS Lemons Power drivers. That was Jules Castro that got pounced on. And up the inside looks to be another move there. So they are all squabbling all over each other as it's 2 abreast coming out of turn number 3. I think that's Jules Castro on the inside of that carambolage. Oh, bit of interlocking wheels, and I saw some smoke come off from the tyres as there's more argy-bargy coming through into turn number 6. So the gap between Matilda Olsson and Lewis Gilbert coming through after the first lap of action was just 0.267 of a second. Mads Ries leading the charge at the rest of the field. Sean Butcher looking to be up into what was 4th position. And now Ollie Pilker looks to be in 4th place. And Sean Butcher just behind as he's now being, he's battling away with the likes of, I think that might be Kai Hunter just behind in 6th position, which is it is the case. The gap between Matilda Olsson and Lewis Gilbert was just under 0.2 of a second, but Gilbert trying to pressurise the Swede for the lead of the race. Top 10 at the moment is Olsson, Gilbert, Mads Ries, Ollie Pilker, Sean Butcher, Kai Hunter, James Johnson up into now 7th position ahead of Vincent France, Jules Castro and Bradley Barrett rounding out the top 10, followed by Emily de Hoyce in 11th position. As Castro goes for a move through into turn number 7, makes the move stick. So I think he's just got past one of the other carts just in front, but it is all changed all the way down a little bit further, the order, as they come through into turn 10. Olson at the moment is about a couple of cart lengths ahead of the Potenza Racing Engines entry of Lewis Gilbert, who tries to get a good run coming out of turn number 12. Leaders cross the line. Gap was 0.113 of a second. Gilbert looking menacing right now on the back bumper of Olson, heading into turns 2, now into the left at 3. As Mads Ries trying to battle away, but Ollie Pilker's got past for position. So up into P3 goes the Polish driver. Nicely done there by the 302. Was racing with us at the Winter Cup back at Campos as a junior and managed to secure a full season entry for 2020 as a direct result of that. Sean Butcher, 5th. Kai Hunter, Vincent France, Jules Castro have now got past James Johnson for 7th and 8th respectively, as Bradley Barrett still continues to round out the top 10. 6 minutes and 30 to go plus an additional lap. Warning flag out for the 351 of Sweden's Robin Knutsson, who's now up into 18th position. Fabian Bock and Leander Schneider ran out the top 20. Artur Horsch has got past Emily de Hoyce for P11, as now Ollie Pilker will try and start to lead the charge to try and catch up to the 2 in front, who were 0.2 of a second adrift last time around. Yashram Jankan, unfortunately, in the meantime, has dropped all the way down to 25th position. So other drivers such as Morris Schuring, Drake Janssen, Beard Dorrestein and Leander Luke Schneider and also Christoph Capitan have made up a positional increase of 1 place as a result of that. But Ollie Pilker now coming under fire from Mads Ries and Sean Butcher. Not too far behind them are the pair of Kai Hunter and Vincent France as the 2 leaders come through out of turn 11. 5.5 minutes still remaining. 5-second penalty has just been issued. That looks to be the 397 of Lara Zanen on the Digi flag, as again Olson fending off Gilbert for the lead. They head through turn 4 into the left at 5. A little bit further down the order, looks like Vincent France is battling away with Jules Castro and James Johnson. That is for position, and I'm just keeping an eye. Well, Bradley Barrett is a little bit further away from that battle, as again the leaders come through into turn 7, as now the battle for what is effectively 5th place now starting to really heat up here. There's a 5-cart train being led by Mads Ries with Vincent France, Jules Castro, James Johnson involved in that melee. Fastest lap of the race, however, has been set by Lars Zanen of a 55.433, as Yashram Jankan has decided to come into the pits, as there is a real slipstream fest coming across the start-finish line, and involved in all of that will be the likes of James Johnson, Jules Castro, as they all, and it's 3 wide coming through turn 2. Oh, 1 driver off into the runoff area, and that looks to be Mads Ries, who's dropped way down the order. Oh, he's got off all 4 wheels onto the grass off of turn 4. Drama for Mads Ries. So it was a bit too close for comfort, but as Mads Ries has shown, he can keep himself planted on the circuit, even if it's 4 wheels off onto the grass, but manages to save the kart. Will now have to fight back, as there is plenty of squabbling coming out of turn number 9. There's 4 to 5 kart-sized spots. So now the gap between Lewis Gilbert and Ollie Pilker was around 1.6 seconds last time around. Let's see if the Polish driver, who's bringing along Sean Butcher, how much they've closed up. Gap now 1.78 seconds. Sean Butcher in the meantime sets the fastest lap of the race, as now Lars Zanen has actually been given a 3-second time penalty post-race for causing an avoidable collision. So Bradley Barrett now gets up into P8 ahead of countryman James Johnson. So Bradley Barrett is about 0.3 of a second off of Jules Castro in 7th. Max Demerdink now gets past the likes of, well, Mads Ries after that all-wheel off the track excursion. Yellow flags off of turn number 3 on Marshall Post 2. So one kart definitely not taking any further participation. That will probably be Yasharam Jankan, I fear. So the leaders come through turn 2. 2.5 minutes to go. Olson still leads, Gilbert in second, Pelka being followed by Butcher for third and fourth respectively. Vincent France from JJ Racing looking a bit lonesome in 5th place ahead of Kai Hunter, Jules Castro, Bradley Barrett, James Johnson. And James Johnson is keeping to within 0.2 of a second off of Bradley Barrett for position, as it looks like that Kai Hunter's trying to get past up the inside. Well, that's a driver a little bit further back. That might have been James Johnson, probably past Bradley Barrett through into turn number 7 on the back straight. Gap between Matilda Olson and Lewis Gilbert now over 0.4 of a second. So the top 30 from Senior Rotax will go through to the 2 finals tomorrow afternoon, but for those drivers not able to make it into the top 30, they will battle for the 6 final positions on the 36 strong grid, which is the maximum capacity. Oh, brilliant move there by Sean Butcher up the inside of Ollie Pilker to now take 3rd position. So great move there from the Brit. Nice and cleanly done through turn 2 and made it stick by turn 3. So now Pilker will be the one on the attack this time around, as they are now coming through into turn number 8, and there is an absolute squabble a little bit further down the order. Looks like Madsdey's trying to get his way past other drivers. Might have just got past Felix Jansson through into P13 through turn 7. As now looks like Emily de Hoys has also suffered dramas. So the Dutch driver from JJ Racing in the 339 on lap number 8 of the race. That's her race done, unfortunately. We've got 35 seconds on the clock, plus an additional lap still to go. The lead now between Matilda Olson, who now sets the fastest lap of this race on lap number 10. 55.087 from the 300, based out of Uppsala in Sweden. So we come down to the last 15 seconds. Emily de Hoys unfortunately confirmed as a retirement, so down to 23 drivers in this first of 6 Senior Rotax qualification heats. The timer has now expired. This time around, Matilda Olson in the 300 will get the final lap board. And the gap between her and Lewis Gilbert was just over 0.8 of a second last time around. This time it is 1.152 seconds. Sean Butcher still keeping ahead of Ollie Pilker on the final lap, but Pilker has other ideas, goes up the inside through into turn 2. He's trying to squeeze the eye of the needle there, going through turn 3, but can't get past Butcher. He might have a good run if he can get a good bit of traction coming out of turn 6, but if he was a little bit closer, he might have had the run on the Brit heading down towards turn 7. Vincent France closing on the 2 in front, but it might not be enough for the German with JJ Racing in the 357. As now the checkered flag this time will be prepared for the conclusion of the 200th race of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. This time it's Senior Rotax Heat 1, Groups A and B, and it is going to wait for the defending Senior Rotax champion, Matilda Olson from Sweden. Lewis Gilbert takes 2nd place by nearly 1.2 seconds away from the Swede. Sean Butcher holds off Ollie Pilker, and also the resurging Vincent France for P5. Kai Hunter from Great Britain takes 6th position ahead of Jules Castro. James Johnson, Bradley Barrett and Max Demerdink round out the top 10 after a very, very interesting first of 6 qualification heats here in Senior Rotax. But Matilda Olson takes the victory, provisionally speaking, in the 200th race of Rotax Max Euro Trophy history. Let's have a look at the order from 11th downwards, shall we? Anthony Boulou and Arthur Roche make it 11th and 12th position respectively for France. And it is 2 Swedes in the top 15, with Robin Knutsson in the 351, now in 13th position, having started all the way down in 20th. Ahead of Felix Jansson, Mads Ries, 15th position after starting in P5 when we went lights out just over 11 minutes ago. Morris Schuring from the Netherlands, Fabian Bock from Germany, Linus Hensen also from Germany in 18th, ahead of Beer Dorrestein from the Netherlands, Leander Luc Schneider rounding out the top 20 with Drake Janssen, and Laura Zanen and Christoph Capitan rounding out the 23 that started, that were classified and finished the race, with Emily de Hoy's race ending abruptly on lap number 8, and Yash Ramjan